I'm going to describe the modern way of becoming an expert, and then you tell me what you think. Filthy rich tycoons get together. Filthy as in their industry puts out horrible pollution. They find themselves a front man, someone with some titles or credentials or looks the part, and then they get this front man to say that the current way of doing things is unsafe, it's backward, it's dangerous, it's ineffective. They create some official report that looks authentic and has the backing and seems legit, and as long as nobody asks questions, it's all good. And then they declare that the new way, this fancy, modern, super high-tech way, this is the only safe way to do things, and it's effective. Next, they lobby, bribe, pay off politicians to get laws passed in their favor, outlawing the old way, having some kind of media campaign about how dangerous it is and how all these people are getting hurt and it's backwards and it's old is bad regardless. You can't even trust old. You got to do everything new. The new way, it's modern, it's expensive, it's high tech. Of course it's better. This is going to be the new standard. You can't just let any old amateur Joe learned in the backwoods or hard way, like, no. Have to go to a proper university, get the proper degrees, where the curriculum is chosen by the tycoons and they study this. This is the only way. And they give out the licenses, and we're going to create a new bureaucracy to oversee this and make sure that only certain people, the kind of people we want in these things, get through and get the official ordained stamp of approval. And of course, only products made by the filthy rich tycoons will be allowed to be used. And they'll have license and patents and all these things to, make it safe and effective. And anyone and everyone who promotes this new system through grants and all kinds of monies available will automatically be declared an expert because, of course, they support the monopoly. So that by default, they are now an expert. And anyone who is an outlier, asks questions, challenges this new way, will be labeled a quack. They'll be smeared. And of course, they're dangerous. Everything modern is great and perfect. Anyone trying to do things the old way must be some nut job. And we can't have amateurs out trying to experiment on people. That's just crazy talk. And we'll need to punish these people. How dare they practice quackery in this backward way? They'll be deemed to be practicing without a license or the proper credentials. And then, of course, the only way this works is if all the media outlets, the newspapers, the press, the whatnot, the papers, the ones with any kind of audience or sway or large distribution are on board. And so they'll need to be bought off or consolidated or owned by these tycoons in this new system, essentially stitching up the entire thing so that only experts come within the system. No outsiders or outliers or anyone who has questions is allowed to get in or to have any kind of an audience or reach any large group of people. And this is the expert way. Does this sound legit? You tell me. I'd love to hear what you think. What determines expertness? What matters at the end of the day? And for me, the most interesting question is, what might our world look like without the hierarchical mandated systems of credentials and degrees and titles? What would happen if without those systems? What would that look like? How would it be different or better or worse? I'm sure the experts would jump in and tell us right away it'd be worse. But how do they know that? And why do almost all the non-experts have such an optimistic outlook on people or trying the dangerous ways that get labeled nonsensical and foolish and all that? They seem to be the ones that are most likely to go for that. What do you think? Let me know. Thanks for watching. I hope this helps. And big hug, lots of love, and more questions. Lots of questions. Let's keep asking these questions. Maybe we'll get some answers.
All my life, all this time, I've been a warrior and I know why. I've been given the torch of light. I walk in the darkness of the night. Years we fought for this freedom, years I thought I had all wisdom. Now I see with new eyes. From this truth I cannot hide.